You ever come back from vacation feeling like a whole new person, suntanned, relaxed, full of good vibes, only to pull into your driveway and see a cherry red convertible you don't recognize sitting in your spot? Then walk into your kitchen and find a random family eating waffles with your silverware blasting music and using your fridge like it's a motel kitchenette. Yeah, me neither until it happened. Our 3-week vacation was supposed to be the reset button, a long overdue family road trip through the national parks. Just me, my spouse, and our 2 kids doing s'mores by the fire, hiking through canyons, no phones, no emails, just peace. It was perfect until the second we got home. We pulled up to our house, and this convertible is parked in our driveway like it belongs there. Not even close to discreet. This thing screamed midlife crisis. I looked at my wife, she looked at me, and she goes, "Did you promise the house to someone?" And I go, "Nope." Then we heard it pop music loud, thumping through the walls. Not our playlist. I walked up to the front door, and through the curtain I saw a family. Not ours. A man in a Hawaiian shirt, a woman holding a cookie, and 2 teenagers passing around a platter of what looked suspiciously like my gourmet emergency stash. So yeah, I opened the door, maybe slammed, is more accurate, and said, "What the hell is going on in my house?" The man had chocolate on his face and said, can we help you?" The wife looked horrified. "We rented it," she said, "through a local property manager, Karen." And my stomach dropped. Karen Miller, president of our HOA, queen of the passive-aggressive violation notice lady who once fined us because our garden gnome looked too whimsical. She wasn't just nosy, she was the suburban overlord from hell. And apparently now, an amateur con artist. I thought maybe this was a mix-up until they showed me the email. Janky, definitely not from Airbnb or VRBO, but it did have my address and a detailed weekly rate that made my eyes twitch. The contact person, property management services, signed off by Karen. My Karen. My wife called the police while I tried to figure out what dimension I had landed in. The cops showed up. Young guys didn't seem too keen on getting involved. At first thought maybe it was a rental dispute, but once we showed our IDs and they saw the look on my face, they realized something was way off. Especially when the Hendersons, the squatters had names, told them they paid Karen directly in cash. And get this, she gave them a key from a lockbox hidden under a plant on our porch. A spare I forgot even existed. She must have seen us packing up weeks ago and thought, hey, why not turn this into her personal Airbnb? My house, my pantry, my goddamn sourdough starter. That night we checked into a hotel. I couldn't sleep. My brain was on fire. How long had she been planning this? How many other homes had she done this to? And how do I take her down without burning the neighborhood down with it? I'm an architect by trade, which means I know system structures and how to dismantle something cleanly. I started by pulling the security footage. And there she was. Clear as day, Karen Miller in her too bright blazer and giant sunglasses, unlocking our door, ushering the Hendersons in like she was hosting an open house. My porch, my rug, her smug little tour gestures. Got it all on video, saved it, backed it up 6 ways. I started asking around. Neighbors had seen her too. One sweet older lady thought Karen was just being neighborly, checking on the house. Another guy, Mark, he had beef with Karen over a fence height violation. He said that woman's been shady for years. And that's when the idea hit me. See, I own a few rental properties through my LLC, Willow Creek Holdings. Quiet side project, nothing flashy. And I thought, what if Karen was a tenant in one of them? What if her little kingdom was sitting on my land? I called my lawyer, Sarah. Brilliant, blunt takes, zero crap. I told her the whole story, and she didn't even flinch. We're looking at fraud, trespassing, theft by deception. This woman is done. Then I asked her to check my tenant list. And boom, Karen Miller, tenant, 128, Alia Lane, signed the lease 18 months ago. I laughed. I actually laughed. It got better. 2 of her board cronies, Tom Wilson and Brenda Jenkins, also my tenants. Different addresses, same landlord. Me. They didn't even know. So we planned it. The HOA meeting was coming up. Sarah and I showed up early, front row seats. Karen was in full regalia, leopard blouse, smug look, fake smile. She saw me and froze for a half second, then went back to playing Queen Bee. I let her run through the boring agenda. Then when it came time for new business, I stood up. I have something, I said. And the whole room turned. I told the story. The illegal rental, the Hendersons, the lockbox, the key. I kept it clinical. No drama, just facts. Karen tried to laugh it off, said I must be confused. Then Sarah stood up and played the footage. Karen, letting them in. You could hear a pin drop. Then she started shouting, "It's fake, this is doctored." Tom tried to back her up. Brenda looked like she wanted to disappear. Sarah pulled out the affidavits, the emails, the rental agreement. Then I dropped the bomb. Karen, I said the house you live in, 128 Alia Lane. That's my property. I'm your landlord. You'd think I slapped her. Tom, you too, 45 Rosewood. Brenda, 210 Oakview. They all looked like they'd seen ghosts. Sarah recommended they resign immediately or face legal action. They tried to push back. Karen shrieked about conspiracies, but no one was buying it. The board voted them out that night, unanimously. And the next morning they got official notices, property inspections, lease violations, legal reviews. Within months, they were all gone. Evicted, legally. No drama, just paperwork. I had their houses professionally cleaned, upgraded, and re-rented to actual decent folks, a young couple, a retired teacher, a pediatrician, and his wife. The neighborhood changed almost overnight. No more petty fines, no more paranoid HOA meetings, no more Karen. And Karen, she pled out. Fraud, had to pay restitution, got probation, and rumor has it moved to a dingy apartment in another state. Her car got repoed. The queen of the cul-de-sac dethroned. I still live here. And every now and then when I see my new tenants planting flowers or chatting with neighbors, I think, yeah, justice looks good on this street. Justice looks. So tell me, what would you have done? You ever had to deal with a HOA tyrant who went too far? Let's talk in the comments, because sometimes the best way to fix a broken system is to own it.